Hi, we outside. It's a beautiful day, and I feel really excited about this video because I feel that what I'm about to share is gonna shatter negative energy that has been put around this particular animal and this particular saying. So before I get into it, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been watching these videos. Thank you to the people who have subscribed to my channels. I pray and I hope that you find encouragement or something uplifting from the stories, from the information, from the anecdotes, just from anything that I might share. I hope you gain something that is of assistance on this life journey. So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about black sheep. I can't stop smiling because I love black sheep, and I woke up and I was thinking about black sheep. They were just on my mind. I was thinking about a black sheep. I was thinking about the stereotype around what it means to be a black sheep. And typically what has been associated with being a black sheep is that you are an outcast, that you're unwanted and you're isolated. And I'm gonna shatter that boom right now. So first, let's speak on black sheep, on sheep in general. So sheep are very sweet, perceivably docile animals. They're also very intelligent. They are able to interpret facial expressions. They understand emotions and expressions. They are able to give emotions, and they have facial expressions. They communicate verbally by creating different sounds. They are able to distinguish the sheep in their flock. They are able to distinguish between people. A sheep can also see 360. A sheep can see all around it without even turning its neck. From a spiritual aspect, a sheep is heavily referred to and referenced in the Bible. And you might find I talk about the Bible a lot. I do not identify as a religious person. However, I am most familiar with the Bible. I believe that it can be used as a great tool. It has great stories. And the journey of Jesus Christ is very inspirational, very educational, especially on a spiritual level. And it teaches us how we could live in a God-like, love-centered kind of way. So I reference it a lot because I'm very familiar with it. So in the Bible, we know that sheep are typically sacrificed. We know that God refers to his people as his sheep, and they being the shepherd that cares for their flock. So there was a particular story in the Bible that Jesus speaks of God's love, and he says that God will leave the 99 to look for the one lost sheep. And there's a lot of significance in that. So So come down a rabbit hole with me really quickly. It's going to be interesting. So a flock of sheep is 100 sheep. 100 sheep signifies a complete flock. Typically, back in the day, a farmer would see a black sheep in its flock as good luck. It would be an omen of prosperity. Also, a black sheep would be placed amongst the flock to signify that it was a complete flock. So a black sheep was the marker to say this is a complete set of 100. When sheep began to be domesticated, sheep were used for their wool, for their meat, and for their milk. So they were very, they were an animal that was very prosperous. They were easy to domesticate. And what capitalism showed that once it started to become, the wool started to become in demand, the white sheep were easy to manipulate their wool. Their wool could easily be dyed and transformed, and there were so many more white sheep than black sheep that capitalism deemed that the black sheep were less valuable because there were so few of them, and because their wool could not be altered. To consume the black sheep's wool, you had to value that it was black. You had to accept it as it was. So now, present day, the wool of a black sheep is of extremely high value because now we recognize that to be unique, to be one amongst many, is to be highly sought after. So it is now seen as more valuable. I believe that in the Bible never references black sheep. It only says sheep, and I believe there's a story where I want to say Jacob requested the sheep that were spotted. But black sheep are never referenced in the Bible. But I do believe, and my theory is that when God went out to get that one sheep, it was most likely the black sheep. That God saw value, so much value in the one sheep that he knew it needed to be rescued. It was worth going after the one. So, what do we know about black sheep? We know that black sheep are a marker to say this is a complete flock. We know that black sheep are an omen of good luck and good fortune. We know that the wool of a black sheep is highly sought after because of its rarity. So why do we still refer to a black sheep as an outcast or unwanted? And the truth of the matter is that it is highly sought after and highly wanted. How beautiful is that? So if you've considered yourself to be a black sheep and you have felt as though you're an outcast or unwanted, I want to challenge you to shift your thinking, to see the value in the beauty of being rare, of being the one amongst many, of being a sign of prosperity. We, as people, sometimes underestimate the lessons and the teachings that animals have that are a reflection of who we are. We are so much more like sheep than we realize. We are loved and we are protected by a higher power. And when you embrace that oneness, then you embrace the fact that you also can see. You can see without turning your neck. There is a power in that. There is a power in being able to identify the few amongst the many. There's beauty in being a black sheep. So now when I think of a black sheep and all the times that I have referred to myself as a black sheep, I see so much beauty and power in that. Because we all consume. We consume the things that people produce. But imagine if you are a black sheep, that what people consume of you can't be altered. They can't change you. You stand out in the most beautiful ways. So I hope that is encouraging to my black sheeps out there. And I hope that when you see a sheep now, you don't just see this meek, vulnerable animal. You see a powerful, beautiful, intelligent, seeing creature. Y'all take care.